Hello, everybody, and thank you for joining us back here at SUIC's channel. If you are new here, we give frequent updates about the company and the industry, and we dive into people on the team. We're, of course, sitting here once again with Maninder. And Maninder, how are you doing today?
I am keeping perfectly fine, Michael, and can't complain. Hope tomorrow can be better.
Wonderful, wonderful. Glad to hear it. And yes, tomorrow can always be a brighter day. But here,
That's right.
diving into it, start us off. Tell us about some of the updates with the company. Tell us about the updates in Malaysia.
Yeah, it's been a pretty long week, Michael. We've been meeting a lot of interesting people here who've been getting to know what we plan to do and how we are going to start working in a very big way. One of the things that we have actually done in the last week was actually to onboard some of the new partners that can join us on this whole ecosystem, which was previously explained that we have many interesting stakeholders, which is basically the payment service provider as one of the big ecosystem platform provider. Then we have the cross-border payment platform provider, and then we have the lending side of the platform. And all these businesses are very heavily regulated in almost every country. So for SUIC and Midas to come into a country, to secure all these licenses, it's not an easy task. So we work with collaborated partners who already have this and that can support us to build the ecosystem. Yeah. So pretty interestingly, we are about to finalize a payment gateway provider. That's the discussions are going on, very serious on a serious note. We have a lending platform that has come to join us as well. So we are discussing a couple of things with them. But the most interesting part about the whole thing is we have onboarded a cross-border payment platform, which is specializing in fintech as a service, and by the name of QQPay. And QQPay is one of the rising stars of cross-border payments in the heart of Southeast Asia, and they have expanded to quite a few countries. They are based in Australia, in New Zealand, in Canada, and as well as in Malaysia, and they are looking into to get into Europe. So SUIC Midas Touch felt that it was quite interesting to actually work with a platform that has been provided by QQPay. And we will update you more on this progress, and as well as the other stakeholders or stake partners that are joining the system. We will update you very shortly.
Wonderful. Glad to hear it. Sounds like you guys are making some really strong partnerships in the industry right now, really helping finalize your guys' goals and what you guys are aiming for. So then tell me about your guys' most recent press release. It's hot off the presses right now. Tell us what's going on with the Bankway Holdings Group.
I know. There's always a lot of interesting things that are going through and happening in SUIC. The team is full of young and vibrant individuals run by very dynamic people to make things happen globally. So one of the things, an initiative that has been started off with Bankway Group is actually starting out a new age focus towards building a digital banking focus to sort of cater to market, which is now looking at digital and financial services on a different level. Now, as compared to traditional banks, you will see that the ecosystem that is provided by traditional banks are a little bit more stereotype, conventional. And one of the things that was looked into by the Bankway Group, the management team, which is part of SUIC as well, had identified a lot of gaps that the current traditional banks are providing, and what they are providing, and the gaps that has been identified. So these gaps in the financial delivery system is what Bankway Group is focusing. Now, basically, there will be 4 main core components, which partly is already been launched via the SUIC Midas Touch. Now, if you look at it in a traditional bank or in a banking ecosystem, there are generally 3 main areas, which is one, the lending side of the business, the deposit side of the business, as well as the payment side of the business, right? So the payment side of the business is comprising on cross-border payments. Like I just mentioned to you, a partner of QQPay has just joined us as well to write this journey together. And then we also have the local payment side, which is the PSP, the payment service provider. It's Suntec in Taiwan, and one of the new providers in Malaysia is coming on board, and we're talking to a couple of other PSP and stakeholders in other areas as well. Now, on the other side, so if you have seen the lending side, the deposit side, and then you have the lending side, which is I just mentioned to you, and then you have the deposit side, which is normally digital wallets and so forth. So with this core ecosystem of platforms and partners coming in together, this is something that is a much more bigger picture than what we SUIC Midas that we have been explaining to the public. This is actually the end result. So the Bankway Group is going into a digital banking platform for the new age market in the future. And the journey is starting from SUIC and then moving to into the payment gateway side of the business. And if you see in the payment gateway side of the business, there's also a lending side of the platform. So all these components are very much complementary and related. So as we are moving forward, we are perfecting and making it more niche and focused service for the market.
Wonderful. Well, very glad to hear it, Maninder. Yeah, when it comes to the banking industry, a lot of it was quite aged, and it's nice to see things shaking up and improving on a lot of the old platforms. So glad to see your team is a part of it. And like you said, you have a very, very young, ambitious team. Seems like it's a news release every week, Maninder. So keep up the good work. You're doing a great job at the helm there. Anything else you want to add before we go?
Yeah, we are always identifying potentials in the financial delivery system. We are focusing on technology. And one of the things I like to add is that, if we find there's an opportunity and we are not capitalizing on it, it's such a big loss. So the management of SUIC, Bankaway Group now coming on board with KQPay, another cross-border payment platform, they're all bringing their might of talent together and making this venture quite an interesting one for a lot of people and public going now and moving forward together.
Wonderful, Maninder. I guess an old saying is we are always greater than the sum of our parts. And you guys over at SUIC and Midas Touch are doing an amazing job. So thank you for coming on again and giving another update. And thank you everyone for watching. If you guys have any questions, let us know and we'll happily dive in. But for now, stay tuned for another video coming soon. Maninder, enjoy the rest of your evening.
Right. Stay tuned. We'll update more things later in the next course of interview as well. Take care. Have a great day. Bye-bye.